I'm sure.
Really good.
Always, yeah. He's yeah, he's pretty special.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
a good speaker too. Interesting.
Oh, he's great.
Presents
When
well.
when we did where are we? 50, when we did the 40th anniversary of EMOD, I reached out to Richard and said, "Would you come and be our guest speaker? Because I bet you'll bring in a bunch of people." He's like, "For you, sure." So he was fabulous. He was
Yeah.
so, I'm so sorry we didn't record it because he was just,
Uh,
the drama queen that he is on stage. It was phenomenal. It was really good.
yeah.
So here I am. What do you want?
I know I don't have any questions. It was pretty straightforward to me as far as the assignments, the readings. It was laid out very, very, very well. So even the group thing, because each instructor does it differently with the groups. I'm like, okay, so how do we find the groups this time? And yours
Yeah.
was so straightforward. So I know I don't have any questions. It was laid out very well.
And so everybody could find, hey, Nick.
Hi.
Hi, Emily, Emily's picture at least. Um, uh, uh, you could find the article. Is that true? Hey, Emily.
Mhm.
That's the thing, because you need your article. That's what the whole point of this is. So,
Yeah.
um,
Your instructions
okay,
were very specific. I went to the files here, got this. So yes, I have my article.
perfect.
We're
Okay,
we're, we're locked and loaded.
awesome,
Let's
great.
go.
So this could be a very short meeting.
Is this our monthly cohort meeting? Yes.
Yes, this is our monthly
And
cohort,
okay.
and Dr. O'Neill's with us since we're starting her class, and it's available now on the Canvas.
As of
Yeah.
last night. Yep.
Yeah, Roderick was like, ooh, everybody. Guess what? It's live.
Yep. You can choose to dive in today or tomorrow or not until next week. It's totally
Yeah.
up to you.
Here's my question, Deb. Just looking
Yeah.
at all the reading that we need to do, and it was really helpful to see which assignments they lined up with. Some of the assignments, so for example, the concept map and the research,
Yeah.
I think purpose or whatever, are due after residency. Do we need to have that reading done before? Would that be helpful, or is it not as important?
We're going to do some work on the concept maps during residency. So if you have sort of a clue or an understanding, it'd be helpful. But it's not necessarily to read cover to cover,
Sure.
frankly, on any of them. Hey,
Okay.
Teo. Hey, Steve. So, but we will be working on the concept maps in residency to give
Okay.
you a sense. So you won't be totally on your own with that.
Okay.
You'll get a good start on it during the 3 days. I wish we had 4 days because three is well, 7 weeks is not enough for a qualitative research class. I've been saying this for years, preaching to the choir here, but here we are. So, which is why those books will be great resources for you going forward.
I had a question, Deb. I know that I mean the reading is the reading. But I'm just
That
looking
was
at like
that was very well said, Nick.
yeah, no, that's
Profound.
I'm getting wiser after 1 year in the program. That
I
was my
know. The
second
reading
year
is the
DODC
reading.
student comment. Um, what I was wondering is there a sequence that would be best serving us as we kind of get ready to dive into discussion board two? Because you've got, a cluster of chapters in one book, a cluster of chapters in another, and something else. Is there an order that you would that you had in mind when assigning these readings?
Did you see the which readings fit with which assignments during
Yes.
residency? Yeah.
Yep.
So that's pretty much your roadmap.
Hmm.
And obviously discussion board one, that's all about the five types. So Creswell and Poth are going to be your best source for that. Um, I mean, any of the others would work too, but that's probably the easiest one to dive in and take a look because they do a really good job of sort of straightforwardly laying out what's narrative, what's phenomenology, what's ethnography. Sorry, lost my mind there for a minute. Yeah, I
Okay.
that's yeah. And some of the assignments are built around workbooks in Maxwell or Tisdale and Merriam. So that's why I'm queuing it to particular chapters.
Thank you.
And if you weren't here at the start, Nick, yes, you do have to read every single page of every single book before we
That
even
was
get to residency.
that was the one
Okay.
thing that I just assumed was true.
Good. There you go. Then you're way ahead of the game.
I'm already halfway through the introduction
Okay.
of the Cresswell and Coffee.
Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that.
As somebody
What else?
who has been in that class not too long ago and who is now doing qualitative research, I want to encourage you that what you're getting in this course is a lot of overviews with opportunity for deep dives into then something that resonates for you. Lean into the stuff that resonates for you. You will still have the stuff like, and it may not be what you end up doing as your, the format, the kind of inquiry that you're doing for your dissertation, but it'll probably inform where you feel most comfortable. And if it's something else that you end up doing for your dissertation work, then you'll have all these resources available to deep dive down the road. I'm going to be very honest and tell you that during Deb's class, when I took it, I was distracted and I did not get my money's worth in all of the things that she had to offer. So really lean into what I just said, lean into what resonates for you in this work, because there'll be things where like, oh, that's really cool. What is that? Like, put some energy there. You can't possibly read every word in every one of the books. And I don't think that's the intention, is it that?
Hey, don't tell them that.
Oh,
Of
I'm sorry.
course they can. I expect that.
Anyways, to me, it was really, at the time I was still digging at I'm going to find some quantitative piece. And I didn't. So don't do what Theo did.
Words to live by.
Right. Do what Teo says, not what Teo does. Yeah,
Yeah, but don't tell my kids.
never, ever. So, I mean, I'm happy to answer any questions. I know you're sort of on the spot here because here I am. Oh no, act like you have questions. But since I opened up the course shell yesterday, I figured I'd open it up so that I mean, I finally, and the one thing that's not figured out is the residency, what exactly we'll be doing the 3 days. And that's only because I have a couple of guest speakers coming and I'm waiting to hear back from them about when they can come. So that depends. I'm pretty sure we'll do the team project work on Saturday because I want to give you at least Friday night in case you're pulling all-nighters on Friday night to get the final pieces of your team project together. So that won't happen Friday.
Deb, we're all old people. That's undergrad that do all-nighters.
Oh no, Eileen. I'm an old person too, and I do all-nighters
Oh
on a
my-
regular basis. You're doctoral students, you have to do all-nighters, right?
It'll be like a 5-year, like 8:30. So
Well, what night gets defined differently depending on where we are in our life cycle, I guess.
I do have a question that pertains to this class, but I think also the methods class is going forward. And I think I'm looking for your wisdom as someone who is professor and also chairs dissertations, because I think I'm wondering, as you move through these methods classes, how much, I know it's different for everyone, but how much are you expecting communication from people that you are chairing? Or how do you leverage your chair as you move through these methods classes to make sure that you're making progress on what that dissertation is going to look like, so you don't get done with these and go, okay, I gotta figure this out, and then start to communicate with the chair? So I guess to summarize that, what can communication look like through the next couple of classes to make sure that you are on track?
Yeah, it's a great question. Emily, I would say if you have a chair currently, start communicating and find out from your chair what their communication preferences are. Should you be touching base every other week, every month? I mean, you have a lot of methods classes to get through, and you're probably going to come from one to the next and say, oh, well, I thought I was doing that, but now maybe I'm doing this. And gee, I'd like to do that too. So that's normal. That's it. Absolutely. Don't panic, because that's exactly where you're supposed to be at this point. But communicate with your chair for sure.
Okay,
And find out from them what cadence works with them.
I always feel like so hesitant to be too in communication and like bother them, even though they have told me like you're not going to bother me. It's still like, I know that you guys are busy. I don't want to be reaching out too much, but I also don't want to be absent in communication and they're going, what is this girl doing? Is she what, like, what's up? So I
Yeah.
think I don't have like a standing meeting or expectation of how often I'm communicating. So I think that would be helpful moving forward. So that's a great suggestion. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Emily,
And you know what? If your chair is telling you that you're not bothering them, believe them,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? I mean, it's our job, Emily. I mean, we don't sign up to chair committees and say, oh, I hope I never hear from my student. And I will tell you, students that communicate more do better than those who communicate less.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Emily, I felt like exactly like you. Like I'm always worried, like, oh, am I gonna bother? Am I gonna be bothering somebody? Or, and what I decided, and I did this yesterday, and I was like proud of myself because this is just my weirdness. I was like, I'm gonna email my chair that I've been talking to about, chairing and say, hey, I just finished the first class in the research sequence with Joe, Dr. Yastrzebski, and um, wondered if it might be helpful if I shared the final proposal that we did in that class with you to see kind of where I'm currently at. And took it that way to where it's not like, hey, here's my stuff, like kind of invite it. And of course, she said yes.
Of
And
course.
I
Of
sent,
course.
right. And
You
I
should
sent,
all be doing that. That's great, Jillian.
and then I sent the two articles I did find that were very similar to what I had been thinking of. I did just went ahead and send those and kind of gave her an update on, I found these articles that are similar, but Joe thought there was still some, room for me to work in that space. And she said, yeah, I agree. This is great. She said, I probably won't be able to get to it till next week, which, is fine with me, of course. That's totally fair. Because I'm going to be busy doing Deb's class anyway. But that's how I approached it.
Yeah.
Just reaching out and saying, hey, would you like to see where my research proposal is as it stands right now based on this class that we just finished?
Yeah.
That's really helpful, Jillian. It's funny because I was planning on doing that. And then of course the thought in my head goes, do they even care? Do they want to see this? And it's helpful for everyone to say, yes, they do want to see that. That helps everybody. So thank you for the encouragement. I will be communicative. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So to that point, help us help you. And the only way you can do that is by communicating, by sharing stuff with us, by taking the God forbid, the leap of faith that you might bother us. You know what? If we can't get back to you for a while, we'll tell you that. Or, and by the way, we get a ton of emails every day. So if stuff gets buried or you don't hear back from any of us, and I'm speaking for myself now, I won't speak for my colleagues, but just text me. You have my, and please, if you're texting me, just tell me who you are, because I get random texts from people I don't know and I do not respond. So, but if you don't hear back in like 2 or 3 days, that's pretty unusual. So, but again, I'm sure you all get bombarded with millions of emails a day. It's hard to keep up and things get lost in the shuffle. So, um, don't don't ever worry about bugging us. That's, I mean, if you're bugging us, we'll tell you. This we I think I can speak for all of us when I say, we kind of like what we do, so this is sort of a really fun part of our job. So, does it take a lot of work? Absolutely. It takes a lot of work for you too to do a dissertation, right? But we're here to help you through that. So, yeah. What else? Steve, you have anything to say?
Just wondered what is healthier, coffee or tea?
Tea. Oh,
The science is very clear on that.
tea. 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 You know that, Steve.
Sorry, here I am being unhealthy.
Yeah. No, I
Steve,
appreciate all you're doing, Deb. I appreciate
yeah,
all you're
of-
doing, Deb.
yeah,
And
of course.
and being here and supporting the students like you always have for many years now. So I'm curious, Deb, what's the when you think of the students that have done well and it really in finding the joy in this work, like really excelling and just you see them at their best as a human. What do you notice about them? What is it that they do? What have you learned over the years from watching students that seem to go into that kind of category of I don't know what I would call it other than I would call it professional joy, but really more along the notion of finding that space where they're their best self in this work.
Flow.
In this work. What's that?
Yeah, flow.
Yeah. Could you say more?
Csikszentmihalyi's flow, right?
Yeah.
When you're doing what you feel you're really meant to do. I think first of all, they aren't just barreling through to get something done, to get a piece of paper. They're focusing on a topic that they're really passionate about and that they care about and that they want to understand more. I tell students, and you'll hear me talk about this during residency. What you're trying to do with research is you're trying to figure out how to enter the conversation around that particular topic. So there's a conversation out there about all of these things, right? Nobody's intent on studying something that's never been studied before. And so we're all trying to enter into the discourse about, well, this is my topic and what's being said out there and what do I have to say about it and where's my entry point? And that's really thinking about that and how you enter the conversation, being passionate about your topic, and then just really focusing on it. I know life is very busy. There's a lot going on in everybody's lives, in all of our lives. And sometimes you just have to say no to other things to really focus on getting through at least this last you're only in year 2, but the third year, just be prepared to really, it's really hard to get in and out of a research project. I'm sure Steve and Teo will tell you the same thing. I mean, when you're embedded in like data collection or analysis, and then you step away because you have 32 other things you have to do and you don't get back to it for a week, it takes a long time to get your head back into it. You really need to do a head shift. So see if you can find some real dedicated time. And my students that I've worked with that have been that have done awesome, really awesome work, have found ways to time block, if you will, to say, okay, this is dedicated research time to focus on this. But I think those are the things really, Steve. You're passionate about your topic. You want to figure out how to join the conversation around it. You do your due diligence, right? I mean, you got to understand what's out there about it. Make sure you're diving into the literature. You should be reading constantly. I know I just gave you 4 books that are interrupting your reading flow, but you should be reading constantly about your subject, about your topic, about what you're interested. And be careful. No, this is it's sort of oxymoronic. You have to be careful that you don't follow too many rabbit holes, but you have to follow some rabbit holes because some of those rabbit holes are going to get you to, oh, this is a totally different take on this that I didn't really think about. And if I hadn't followed this rabbit hole, I never would have gotten here. So, and it takes time to do that. So,
Yeah.
May I add to that in terms of rabbit holes? If you're not sure about the rabbit hole, check with your chair.
mm,
They might have like, yes, Theo, further. Go a little deeper on that one. And that one, I don't think you need to be quite as far down that one. And in terms of the time blocking, I think, Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, because I think I have this, you mentioned this research to me, I think a 1 minute somewhere I read this, a 1 minute distraction takes about 15 minutes to truly get back into where you were when you got distracted. And the kind of research that most of us are doing is not first or second ladder of abstraction. We're like up here, connecting dots that we're not sure are there yet or that we think might be there. So I think it's really important to limit your distractions when you're trying to get focused work done in
yeah,
this.
it
And
is.
this is mostly me preaching to myself than anybody else.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
Me too. Me
I'm the
too.
worst. I'm the worst.
Absolutely.
I'm sometimes looking for a distraction, but I don't realize it doesn't do me any good. I'm just, but so Deb, you can name names if you want. As you think of the students you've worked with, can you tell a story or a little bit about the ones that have just really brought you a lot of just pleasure in working with them and just energized you and you just found yourself better because you were working with them?
Yeah, every single one of my students that I've worked with so far. Sorry. I mean,
Yeah, but can you pick
every one
right,
of them.
right, but can you think of a story or two that would highlight what that experience is like?
Yeesh. Uh, well, Tony, I mean, Tony who just
Yeah.
graduated. I mean, her topic was teams in healthcare. I connected her with my colleague Jamie at Cleveland Clinic, hoping hoping that he would offer the clinic as a data site, which he did. And then Tony did a great dissertation and became a fellow at the Cleveland Clinic. She's doing a year's fellowship at the clinic. So, I mean, that's like huge. Tony is absolutely living her dream. And that's because she had a passion for this topic. And I was able to connect her to Jamie and trust me, I don't take any credit. As soon as Jamie met Tony, he saw how super she is. So, but so that was really exciting
Yeah.
to be able to be part of that.
You know what I kind of see in that, Deb? I think I see in that experience you really enjoying seeing that person excel and that
Yeah,
person's talents come to fruition
absolutely.
and that there's a joy that you get out of being in the experience with them and seeing that the work you're doing,
Yeah,
they're taking and using it. So Tony, when she got introduced, when you offered it, she jumped on it. When she
yeah,
moved on it, she met him. She did a good job with them.
yeah.
She did all the kinds of things that you encouraged her to do, and in that you find a lot of joy in seeing that
Yeah.
kind of having that kind of relationship.
Yeah, I mean, Steve, you know this. Working with the doctoral students is so much fun. Now, people, it's a hell of a lot of work too, but it's fun work, it's good work. So, and we don't have to do it, right? I mean, we could say, no, sorry, I'm not chairing any, I'm not serving on any committees. We do it because we really like doing it. We really like seeing you exceed, seeing you shine, seeing your brilliant ideas come to life. I mean, to be part of that, it's awesome. It's the best job in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Well, that's cool.
yeah, it is cool.
You all feel encouraged and inspired?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right answer. Good.
I am time blocking
Yeah,
myself tomorrow afternoon from 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock to go through Deb's class and get ready for it. So I'm ready to get started.
awesome. That's great. And I would say Tony is a recent example because she just graduated in April. I would say literally, I'm very proud of all of the students I've worked with. I'm proud of all our students, but particularly the students I've worked with because I'm as more familiar with their work than others. But I think they've all done really, really good work. And they're proud of it, which is that's really good. That's the main thing. You don't want to do work that you're not proud of. I mean, you could turn something out and get a piece of paper, but if you're not proud of it, yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
And
Well,
that they'll get to meet some of, or at least one of those students and some of their specific story in your residency weekend, probably, right?
That's a surprise.
Oh,
Thank you,
well,
Teo.
yeah, thank you, Teo. But if you stop now, there still might be a little bit of one.
It's Teo. Hey.
I'll be there, but that hopefully won't be a surprise.
Uh-huh. Okay. The good news is we stopped you before you shared any names. So
Yes, exactly. Well, cool.
yes.
Well, we're done. We've been shifting these cohort check-ins to 30 minutes once they get kind of established after about the first year.
Sure,
It gets
makes
a little
sense.
bit quicker. Yeah. So anything else?
Just a
Anybody need
reminder.
anything?
Just a reminder that some of you have reached out to make sure you're on track with electives and how that whole process might shake out. I don't know what conversations you all are having in your internal group, but that might be one to sort of look out for one another. That, you know, that is probably something you all want to think about and come to a clear, like, this is how I'm getting 6 credit hours of elective credit toward my graduation with a DODC.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
All right, everybody. And Deb, I was with Richard. He did the talk today.
I know,
Did a really nice job. Really
of
nice job.
course. Yeah. I had an eye doctor appointment this morning or I would have sat in on it. So but I'm sure did he talk about the science of change?
That was the focus.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
He did a really nice job.
It's his opus.
Yeah, it is. That's the way I was thinking of it.
For sure. Yep. All right, folks, you know where to find me. If you have questions, reach out. I will respond, you know that. So, and I will see you what, the 7th of November. And I will, once I figure out the residency schedule, I'll get that posted. So, no worries, Teo. You're fine. All right.
Thank you so much, Deb.
Thanks,
All
Deb.
right.
Okay.
All right,
Bye, everybody.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.
See
Take
ya.
care, everybody. Bye, Deb.
Bye.